today. Today's video I made just for you if you have been doing some gardening and you could be fit as a fiddle, but you still can kind of pull up stiff and quite sore because you're working your body in different angles. So what I'm going to do is just create this short video for you to target certain areas that I know get used for when we garden. So the first thing we're going to target is into our wrists and a little bit into our forearms and then into our neck. So when you are, maybe digging, shoveling, pulling out weeds, a lot of work happening with these hands, more so too also with your forearms. Okay, so we're going to start with our wrist stretch. And what I'll get you to do, or wrist and forearm should I say, is sit comfortably and have your hands splayed out nice and wide. And if you've been working those hands, you might even feel a stretch there as you do this, right? And kind of pull back there first. Then we're going to curl the fingers in to create a fist. And we're going to draw the hands back towards our body and hold that there. You should feel a stretch move through your wrist into your forearm here. And then we repeat that. So let's uncurl the hand, widen the hands as much as you can and pull back. And curl the fingers in and draw them back up. Just hold for as long as you want to. Okay, and enjoy the stretch. And then open, wide. It feels quite nice on the fingers. And then roll back in. And again, open up, widen those hands. Curl them back in. The last one, open wide. And then curl back in. Wonderful. Okay, now from here, what we'll do is place our hands behind our head. Generally when you're gardening, you've bent over, you're looking down, obviously, the things that you're trying to do. So let's place our hands at the base of our neck, and I want you to feel quite long and tall through your spine, like it's being lifted up to the ceiling. From here, just press your head into your hands. And I want to feel lengthening at the back of the neck, the muscles that run the length of the neck, and try to keep your eyes looking straight ahead at eye level. Okay, and you're going to hold that there. And you'd want to try to maybe hold for about 10 seconds here. Wonderful. And then release. If you're uncomfortable doing something like that, place 2 fingers onto your chin. Again, keep your eyes level and retract the chin back. So I'm pulling my head to the wall behind me here, feeling again a lengthening through the back of the neck. So I'll repeat that. Try to get those fingers over your shoulder as you pull back and straighten here through the back of your neck. That's quite nice. And I will try to hold this for about 20-30 seconds. Keep holding. And make sure those eyes are not looking down. And then release. From here, I'll get you to place your hands behind your head again, but don't interlock the fingers. Just press your elbows back and widen here through the front of your shoulders there, opening through the chest. And breathe. And then we're going to do one more. Fingers on the chin, head up, and retract. Hold that position for me 30 seconds. 30 seconds to get that neck back where it should be. And use those muscles, just kind of get them pulling back and lengthening back from being bent over. And this is a great postural move as well. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. We're going to get into our shoulder here. Bring one hand across. And as we pull this arm across, you might feel a gentle stretch through the front of your shoulder area here. And you could choose to stay here. If you'd like to get into a little bit more of the back of the shoulder, as we come across the body, I actually want you to try to resist and pull back. So you're not going to see a lot of movement in this, but I'm going to go into it now. So I'm going to start to take that arm across, and as I do, I'm actually pulling my right shoulder blade back. So the right shoulder blade is this hand here that I'm pressing into, and it's just giving a lovely nice stretch through the back of the shoulder blade into the rhomboid area near the spine. Take it to the other side. You could choose to stay here. Enjoy the stretch if you need it here. Or start to now pull that shoulder in opposition as you pull the arm back this way. And breathe. Excellent. And then you can relax out of there. We'll get into your triceps now. The arms have had a lot of work. Place one hand to reach like it's reaching for the floor behind you, and bring your other hand to reach over to the top of your elbow, and then gently pull down until you feel a stretch through the side here, and hold. We'll hold this for about 30 seconds here. And you never want to push really super hard for a stretch, definitely persuade it. Get into a nice stretch, not too light, not too hard, nice in between. Excellent. And then we'll slowly ease out of that. Roll the shoulders, and then do the other side, bringing that elbow down, and breathe. So again, just holding this roughly for 30 seconds. And I'd recommend that if you do feel in any of these stretches something quite strong, you go, oh yeah, I really needed that, repeat that. Okay, so today I'm just going to hold things for roughly about 30 seconds, but ideally you'd like to hold your stretch there for about a minute. And slowly relax out of there. Again, we'll get into your wrists now. So you could do this on a chair, you can do it on the floor, any kind of raised surface. We'll do as on the floor, but I have got a box here, and I'll just demonstrate. So with the box, when you are here, you can raise yourself up. Some people don't like to be fully onto the floor. And then we're going to just shift our body weight into the side here. Now you can't see my hands quite there, but I am feeling a stretch through the front here of the forearm. And then we'll swap sides, keeping the palm down, and just gently work through there. If it's really painful, just back it off. And if you're concerned, go and see an allied health professional. And I'll bring mine to the floor again. And the great thing about this is you can work closer in if you have some flexibility there. Okay, that's a little harder to work through the range. Or if you want to ease into it, you would then take your hands wider and just gently go from there. Notice have bigger range, right? Okay. And then the other side. Keep going. A couple more. And whilst I have you here, we're now going to walk our hands so that we have the palm facing down onto the ground or on your raised surface, and your body weight is forward of those hands to start with. I'm now going to start to lean back towards my feet here until I feel a stretch. So hold your stretch. I'll turn side on so that you can see what that movement was. So I'm forward of the hands, and then just leaning back there. Only a little bit of give here. Breathe it out. A little longer. Not the most comfortable stretches. Excellent. Good. Now I'm going to get you to turn your hands and your fingertips to face your knees. And we're going to lean back here as well. A little more give here on this for me. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Okay, enjoy the stretch. guess we're going to go into our next stretch now. So just slowly come out of that stretch, bring your body weight forward and get yourself into a comfortable seated position. So with the next stretch, we're going to get ourselves in a really good posture here, looking up. And I'd just like you to turn to the right as much as you can and look over your shoulder. Be aware of how much range you have on this side now as you bring it back in. Breathe in now, grow tall. And breathe out as you take it to the other side. Excellent. Good. Let's go one more each side. Breathe in. And breathe out as you rotate. Breathe in as you come back in, and breathe out as you take it again, last side. Relax the shoulders, make sure they're not creeping up to your ears. And return. Again from the head looking down, we're going to get into the front of the neck here now. A lovely stretch here. You place your hands onto your breastbone or clavicle bone here. You can use one hand, you don't have to use both, I feel comfortable with both. And what we're trying to do with our fingers is hold the skin area down and not let it travel with the move. We'll end up looking up towards the ceiling here. Okay, so pressing gently into that clavicle, either underneath or on top. And then I'd like you to look up to the ceiling and hold. If you want to intensify the stretch bit here, close your mouth and try to reach your bottom jaw a little longer out from underneath the top jaw. Can you feel that pull there? And then you could take it up next level by opening the mouth and sticking the bottom jaw out from underneath the top jaw. And that will give you a similar stretch. Keep both fingers there for me, and now turn your head to the other side while looking up, and then back. We'll do 3 of these, up and back, across, and back. Slowly relax out of that. Let's swap sides. Take your hand to the other side, holding on, looking up in the opposite direction. At the jaw, and breathe. Now start to turn your head to one side or the opposite side, and then back again. Keep your jaw or your chin lifting up towards the ceiling to intensify the stretch. So just feel like you're bleeding with the chin. Last one. And back. Excellent. Beautiful. Just love our neck, our shoulder area and our forearms. So I know you're probably waiting for the lower back, right? So let's make a start on that. That's generally the first thing that people will definitely feel tightness on. So a nice gentle way to ease into it is to place your hands onto your knees. And then I'm going to pull my tummy. And as I pull my tummy, I'm going to let my chest cave in. And I'm going to create a roundness through my lower back. And I'm putting the body weight through my hands here. And then we're going to come back up. And this is the bit where people will find they're probably stiff. I want you to puff your chest out now. Really push it out. And then press your hands into your knees so that you arch through your lower back. And again, slowly come down. And just work within the range that you can. I wouldn't recommend this type of move if you have a severe disc bulge or any disc bulge really in the lower back. And then into extension, looking up. And last one, Good, and we're going to do a similar movement when we head onto the mat too, so you might find that you like one more than the other, and then back up, press up. Wonderful. So let's get a bit into our lower back. Now to get into our upper back, I will demonstrate with a roller, but what you can do is have a really thick beach towel rolled up to do the next move. But if you don't have any of that, what you're going to do is just some arm circles to open up through your upper back. Notice that my back will arch. You can do this standing or sitting. The other thing too, I mean, most people sometimes have something similar. That's a pool noodle. You can use a pool noodle in exactly the same way that I'm using the roller. You could use like a cushion as well. And I'm going to start by bending the knees, and I'm going to lower myself down onto the roller. And for the girls, it's kind of roughly where the bright line is. For the boys, the middle of the ribs there. Support your head, lace your fingers at the base of your skull. Good. For some people this might be enough, that might hurt enough. Alright, we're going to slowly ease the head back down. Now if you find that it's quite strong, you would start with having your roller sit higher up, so more towards the top of the shoulders. And if you wanted more, you would move the roller down a little bit more towards the feet. And I'm just going to lie here and breathe it out and try and let everything relax. And then from here, bring your head up a little more for me. Okay, find where you're comfortable on the roller, no right or wrong. Okay, now we're going to lift the hips up, and we're going to create just like a little bit of a moving massage here. And I like to encourage people to do this with their elbows wide. Don't be afraid to come right up to the top of the shoulders here. Let's see, I'm right to the back of the shoulders there. Okay, and also do some bringing your elbows tucked in. So if you tuck your elbows in, then really get into some of the spinal area there. Okay, and get a little closer in to where it is that you feel you need it. Alright, excellent. So something like that you could do for, again, at least over a minute. Enjoy it. Most people quite like it. And now let's get back into your back. Come a little closer here. Okay, let's lie down. Alright. So we kind of did our exercise before where we pressed the back out and then we arched it in. Now we're going to take the back muscles side to side in rotation. Starting nice and easy, knees together, feet together. I'm going to take my knees to the right while I turn my head to the left. So taking the knees across and turning to look towards you. And get you to hold here. And feel like you're lengthening the top knee or the top thigh away from your hip area here. And press your hands into the floor. Come back to the center and take it to the other side. Again, try to reach that top knee a little longer than the bottom knee. There we're lengthening. Wonderful. Good. And you could then take the leg over the other knee and pull that knee across as well. Okay, so that's kind of the next level. I'm gently easing you into it because we do get really tight and stiff, and it can kind of hurt when you're first going to trying to release it off. And then the next one. Turning the head just adds a little bit of a stretch for the neck and a bit of mobility. So if you don't feel a stretch, it's nice to keep the neck nice and mobile and flexible so that you can turn and look easy enough without injuring yourself. Wonderful. We're going to bring the legs back in, and I'm going to get you to reach behind one leg and straighten out the other leg if you can. Now you can have the other leg bent if the back's feeling a bit tight, so you can keep this one bent right here and the other one here. And then from here, drive that heel up to the ceiling and feel a lovely stretch underneath here. Good. And then take a little across to your centre. You can use just one hand here and anchor down with the other hand. This one I do prefer with a bit more of a lengthened leg. Okay, but you can still do it with a bent knee. You just won't be able to take it as far across. Come back in. Hold it there. Bend the knee. And straighten again, up and down. Feel the toes down towards you, reaching towards your hips. One more. Hold it here. I'm going to straighten that leg out again as I then take it across the body. One more time. And you can let that hip come up a little bit. Bring it back in and let's swap sides. Whether you do a bent knee or straight leg. Let's go into the back of the thighs, stretching it up now. Curl those toes down. Breathe. And now take it across the midline, across your body. And you'll always find a difference. There's always one side that's not too bad. Bring it back in. And a little bit more bend and straighten. Feel those toes. You really feel like you're pushing that heel up to the ceiling. And relax. 2 more. And last one. And then one more time across your midline, take it across. Return the leg back in, and I'll get you to bend at both knees, hands down by your side. Okay, so let's do a spinal roll-up. Imagine you have a ball between your knees, so don't widen the knees. Scoop in your tummy and press your lower back in. Engage your pelvic floor for some support of the pelvis. And one by one, slowly lift the vertebra off the mat and come up. Good, take a breath in now and breathe out as you roll back down. Again, pushing the spine down towards the floor to open it all up. You could add some arm movement as you're rolling up, bringing your arms to reach up to the ceiling, take them over and behind your head, find the floor, and try to keep your hands on the floor if you can, or don't let them move. As you breathe out and roll down, push them through, a little harder, you might feel a little bit more stiffer, and then return your arms, and we're going to do one more, really loosening up the spine. Good. And this video would be great to follow up, bring those arms back in, with it's going to be focusing on what you could do to prepare the body for gardening and build up your strength, so if you're a regular gardener. Okay, so from here, I'm going to finish off with a beautiful upper body stretch with the lower back as well. I love this one because it's an all-arounder. Okay, take your right leg out straight. I'm actually going to take most of the body across here now, and I'm going to use my right hand here to pull the left leg across, and notice I'm taking the whole body, and I'm finding the floor here with my left knee. With my left hand, I'm going to bring it up to the ceiling, anchor the knee down, and then just turn. Have your eyes look more towards your hand, and give me 3 deep breaths in and out. Keep the knee on the floor. you'll notice already that things are starting to give. I'm able to touch the floor now with my hand, whereas I couldn't before. Alright, slowly return everything to the centre. Let's take it to the other side to finish off. Left leg down, pull that right knee all the way across to the floor, anchor it down, and then take the other arm behind on the diagonal and breathe. And again, here I am touching the floor, trying to keep that knee down too once you come up, and then breathe, centre. So we're going to bring ourselves back up. Probably should suggest a bicep stretch is really nice to do as well, because you have been using your arms. We did our triceps, we did our shoulders, but I nearly neglected the biceps. So all you got to do for that is go out to the side with your arms, flex your hands back, feel a stretch through the bicep there for me. Good. Okay. If you don't like putting your hands behind, because that can be a bit neurally, just keep them here and just press back and open up through the biceps. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on just stretching through some of those spots that get so achy and tired. It does make a difference. You're going to feel a lot better, and your body will be less likely to get injured through some of that stiffness. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.